You always running around the savannah and making political and social commentary.
Long they go.
So I see you have transformed your cotton head of wisdom into a controlled style to mark your 70th birthday.
70 on the 16th of November, and I decided...
And you're going to mark that birthday in a non-traditional way.
It's not a party, it's not a party. It is, please register for a 7 to 70 7K walk run.
So let me interpret that. That means as you hit the 70th birthday, you want to focus on seniors, people focusing on their health.
Yes, I do.
Is that what you want to promote?
That's what I used to work for a very important corporate organization many years ago. And they had an annual medical that you had to do. And my medical, all my numbers were going in the wrong direction.
Yes, because you're so
in the office all day, just working
and
you
working
know.
all kind of hours.
The doctor said to me, you have to do some kind of activity so that you transform your health. I took that responsibility and I started running a little bit and doing exercises. When I moved from being employed to self-employment, I continued to exercise, and then my numbers transformed and they began to be acceptable. When I hit 49, a friend of mine, Alfred Patrick, said to me, come and do a marathon. So I said, okay, I'll do a marathon. At 49, I did a marathon. If you go on my social media, you'll see a post when I was finishing marathon saying, I did 2 marathons because that was my first and my last.
Their life up to that time was a marathon too, so maybe 3.
And I'm now 69, so 20 years later, I have done 10 marathons between age 49 and 69. And my health is fantastic. And that's not a boast, that's a statement. I want to encourage people intergenerationally to transform their lifestyle and move away from just sitting, do some activity. I want to attract people who are over 69 to come back into activity, to help themselves have a wonderful end time. Because if you're not healthy, that end time will not be wonderful.
So in this transformation, in this journey, let me call it a journey, with let's say 20 years, have you met any resistance from your family, or they had to join the journey too?
No, they don't have to join the journey. There's a story about my husband, Richard. Richard grew up in England. He was in the top 10 400-meter runners at the time that he lived there. His position was, I ran up until I was 30. She started running at 30. So leave her alone.
So the race continues within the Dominic.
It's a run walk. It's not just it's the 16th of November.
16th
Sunday
of
the
November.
16th of November
Oh.
at 6 a.m.
Yes, but some people might need to prepare for that. Not everybody will be ready to.
I've done an 8-week preparation that I've been posting, and now we're at week 5. Even if you have not prepared
Right.
and start today, it will help.
And how does one prepare?
You walk for about 2 kilometers today. 3 times a week, you do some walk or run. 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 5, and so on.
Some of us still mentally calculate feet and inches.
Even if you have not been preparing and you came in on the 16th of November, and this is the first time you're doing it, once you do it at a pace that you feel comfortable with, you will be fine.
So this walk run will be where?
It starts at Harvard Club, up St. Clair Avenue, all the way to Queen's Park, Savannah, and back.
Oh, that's not bad.
Exactly. A 7K is what we do for Carnival.
Right. Yes. For old people or young people?
It's intergenerational. I would
Yes.
love to see a family there
Right.
with a child, a grandchild.
Right.
That's my interest.
Would you have medical backup?
There will be an ambulance. For
Okay.
every race, there is an ambulance that is there to help people. There are marshals along the entire route. If something happens, one of the marshals will be able to come in. How do you arrange that? You pay for it. When people ask me, so Dennise, why do I have to pay to be part of this race?
Yeah, there are costs.
I have to pay for the police. I have to pay for the ambulance. I have to pay for your medal because that's what you want. I have to pay for water. I have to pay to give you some fruit. I have to pay to ensure that in the age category, people who win get a little money. So there is a budget.
Incentives and
You
the
know,
budget.
budget. It's a difficult budget, but I'm trying it and I'm sure it will work.
When did this idea come to you?
Came to me
Yes,
while I was running, and it came to me because several of my contemporaries would see me either running or walking or meet me in a party after and say, Dennise, how come you're doing this? And I would have a conversation with them, and people will tell me about their health and so on. That started in my head to say, Dennise, if you can only get more of your contemporaries to be involved in this, it will make a difference.
So you still go to parties?
I still. I like the line.
Straight from running.
So it should become a run in line with me.
Next time, run in line with me. Here's another issue. 60% of our population die from non-communicable diseases. That's 60% of our population. And we have to do something about that. We also have a terrible health service. So people need to make sure they don't need it.
Yeah, but it seems that governments want us to die because they'll have the
right.
responsibility for old age pension, NIS
There's
running
no-
out of money and so on.
They talked to a lot of people, and I've experienced the death of my mother-in-law, who lived with us for the last 4 years of her life. She was a very active person. It was only for about 3 months that she wasn't taking care of herself and needed support. And even that, it was really only in the last month that we had to give her a lot of support because of her lifestyle. She would stand up and you see her touching her toes and so on and bending down and so on. I took a video of that and posted it. That to me is what the last stage of your life should be, that you're still active. You have to make sure that your health is good. And you do that with two things. You do that with activity and with the food that you eat.
Where do you place mental activity?
Mental activity is critical. However, physical activity helps your mental activity. If you're physically fine, you're likely to be mentally okay. The bottom line in life is you need to ask yourself, what is your personal goal? If you don't have a personal goal, then everything else is going to be horrible. What's my personal goal? How am I going to achieve that? What transformation do I need? What do I need to do? Am I drinking enough water? Am I physically active? Am I sleeping? Am I eating a well-balanced meal? I went to Rose Hill, then I went to Nelson Street Girls, and I remember being told that look at your plate whenever you eat. 1/3 must be protein, 1/3 must be
Yes,
carbohydrate,
we
and
used to be told
1/3
that.
must be vegetables. You remember? Now that is a statement that if you take it and you activate it for your entire life, you will be healthy. We don't do that anymore. There are a lot of parents who are saying, I don't have time to cook, so they have to buy food. If you continue to buy food for your children, you are destroying them. You are not ensuring that they remain healthy.
But life is different to how it was long ago. You have both parents working, you're worrying about the government, and you got to work overtime, you have to work on the weekend. So people have difficulty.
So-
they can't really cook.
So what you're saying is go ahead and
And present the challenges, and hopefully you have some
I
suggested answers.
the suggested answers are you need to determine what is your goal and go after that and transform your life to suit that. There are people who tell me they will not drink Wassa water. So they spend $3 or $4 a bottle of water, a plastic bottle, and then they throw the plastic bottle out of the car on the side of the road.
Yeah, water is good.
It is good. You
Very
make me
good.
jump. It is
You
good.
shouldn't worry about
You
it.
shouldn't worry about it.
You worry about the pipeline, but not
We
the water
worry-
itself.
worry about the pipeline. We worry about the tanks that we put it in. But if we got the Wassa water directly, Wassa water is
It's
good.
very good.
So we need to transform our lives. And that is what I would love to see our leaders start to talk about. How do we transform our lives? How are you going to be respectful to each other? Those are things that I am not seeing in our country.
Do you address other areas of keeping healthy, like not just walking, having a good mental capacity, but there are other things that people should do to enjoy life, enjoy aging? You like partying and socializing.
People need to socialize, but before you socialize, you have to be healthy and focus on yourself.
Do our government ministers look healthy?
Some of them.
Who?
Excuse me. You're asking who? But someone.
Well, I don't think we should use politicians as our models and so on. They're just doing the job in the way they think they should. But the fact is that people do. And I don't think that governments generally, whether red or yellow, have presented that kind of role modeling.
Our former Prime Minister did a lot of golfing. And he's not overweight or anything, so he looks all right. Our current Prime Minister looks all right. My concern is sometimes I just find she looks a little frail. But when I look at all the other ministers on both sides, there are too many of them who I look at and I do not see people who are physically healthy. And we have to transform that. Every constituency should have a member of parliament who is doing some kind of physical activity once a week with their constituents, encouraging their constituents to go for a walk. Here's the issue. Once you become a member of parliament in this country, you transform and move away from all the social activity and you now want to lead things. And I think you become involved in corruption and money. So you move away from how do I maintain a natural lifestyle, a lifestyle that people will want to be part of. Politics in this country is not a good thing.
It seemed to me that it's difficult being an MP and a government minister at the same time.
What do you
Too
mean?
many hours to focus on.
Maybe
be separate.
I don't accept that. Whatever your job is, as long as you go back to the basic things. What is my goal and how do I achieve that goal? How many other people do I need to do this part, that part, the other part? If you're a member of parliament and a minister, you should be able to do both because you have the capacity to get the support of people who are competent, not people who just supported you to win the election.
But then you end up with $3 million bloggers.
I am talking about getting people who are competent. And the politicians in our country have no interest in people who are competent, who have demonstrated capacity.
What makes you say
Look
that?
at it. Who do they bring in their members? Once you get into parliament or government and you're in a ministry, you stop things that are happening in the ministry because that's not what you wanted. As opposed to asking yourself, how did this work? It is working, so how can we improve it?
Yes, we have a tradition of adversarial politics, and even if one is a good program started by one government, the next government is not going to continue it. Yes, we've had a history of that.
And
which is
that
unfortunate.
continues.
Maybe exemplified by the Cuba Hospital, stories of what happened, whether it in fact closed or was used for something else, or it's back to a children's hospital. But it reminds me of that.
As a runner, one of the things I'm seeing is that our roads are terrible.
Maybe you should run away from it.
When you run where?
Run away from your problems.
No, I don't want to leave this country. I love this country. This country is responsible for who I am. And we now have to transform it to ensure that our people get to being healthy, respectful of each other, have goals and objectives, and they know what they're going to do and help them get there.
So now that you're hitting 10, is the next phase of your life going to be about health? And you're going to drop quarreling about politics?
That's a conversation I have with my husband all the time. He has concluded that I can't drop I can't drop my conversation about politics because he says when things happen, it bothers you so much that you have to write something. I don't want to tell you, stop that, and then you become depressed because you can't.
In a way, it's cathartic for you to share your thoughts.
Sharing my thoughts is very helpful for me. And although I'm on the last stage of my life, I am going to continue.
So we are forced to witness your therapy.
For example, tourism is a possibility in this country. But where's the plan? Where's the strategy?
We don't have any beaches for people to go. Maracas is a mess.
We can get thousands of people to come home for Diwali.
Certainly for the festivals.
Are we doing that?
Emancipation.
Emancipation.
Attract a global demographic.
I think that for every quarter, we can attract thousands of people to come here because of some kind of festival that we're having. But I haven't seen anybody do that.
Roger, what do you think?
No, I hear that and I fully support that. The only thing that they don't have to promote is Carnival, really. It sells itself, but the promotion is always good. And
Giving it away.
Christmas and school holidays, that's where air transport comes in. Those specific festivals, I think they have the potential to reach somewhere close to Carnival if you push them. But niche marketing, niche tourism has been a discussion for years. Why? Because we can't sell sand. We don't have sand. Tobago is nicer than Trinidad, but it's a challenge to compete with the islands.
Dennise, as Roger approaches his 70th birthday in a few years,
You see what the running does?
remind us about when is your event and how people can register to take part.
Event is Sunday, the 16th of November.
It is a walk run.
I am really inviting persons from 7 to 90 to participate. You go on to Race Roster, look for 7 to 77K and register. We start at Harvard, go to Queen's Park Savannah, and then come back. There will be prizes for age categories. There will be water as you go along. There will be marshals telling you where you should go and so on. When you get back, there will be fruit and our prize distribution ceremony. At the end, you just sing happy birthday forward.
Are you having some Bengay around?
No. If you need Bengay, it is because you are not
Stretching the
this,
muscles.
and you're not improving your muscles. So you need to start some kind of gym work.
How do people prepare for your big event?
I have put out...
Walk before you come.
Okay, walk 3 times a week for 4 weeks. Go for a walk at some time during the day and you'll be ready. And if you haven't done that, still come, because we will accommodate persons who are slow.
Not in terms of distance, but time. Walk for rather than 2 kilometers, half an hour, 1 hour.
You need to start off by walking for about half an hour and then move from half an hour to 45 minutes to 1 hour to an hour and a half. But I wouldn't say that you start off by walking for an hour and a half. Start off by half an hour, see how you feel. And if you're feeling good, then all right, then next time I could do an hour. So just gradually get to it.
Okay, it's time for Dennise to walk away. She's fit as a fiddle. Thank you very much. I hope people hear what you have to say and join the fitness train.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.